Hello Internet, I am Brick Road, and you guys on YouTube have been bothering me to let's play various RPGs, and I haven't done so because I really don't think that RPGs make very good let's plays in the video format. And to illustrate my points, I'm going to do the first chapter of Dragon Warrior 4. Now, let me just say real quick, I love Dragon Warrior 4. This is one of my absolute favorite RPGs, definitely one of my favorite NES games. I actually, when I managed to get a copy of this game for NES off of eBay, it was like the happiest moment of my life kind of thing. So it's an excellent game, and if you haven't played it, you should, and you don't necessarily need to play like the old school blocky graphic format. If you really can't handle the NES graphics, go ahead and buy the DS version. There's a version on DS called Chapters of the Chosen. It's excellent, and really you need to play it if you at all have any interest in RPGs. It's the only Dragon Warrior game that I particularly like. I'm not a fan of the other games in the series, but this one game is excellent. It's exquisite, and if I was like Desert Island time, you get 5 games you have to play for eternity. Dragon Warrior 4 is one of them. So I'm on record, okay, saying that Dragon Warrior 4 is a worthy game and that you should play it like right now, immediately. That said, it's not a very good game to let's play. In my opinion, I don't like watching let's plays of RPGs because this is the game right here. You just watched a fight with 2 slimes, and now you're watching another fight with 2 slimes. And even if I were to describe to you in detail what a slime was and what it could do and how to kill it, then okay, fine. That's fine for one battle, and now we're in the next battle with 2 slimes. The fight is identical, and what, do I say the same thing? So, the reason video let's plays work so well is because you get to see everything interesting about a game. And not only that, but you get to experience somebody playing that game as well and seeing their reaction to it. And there's a lot of different ways that let's players to do this. Sometimes people only play games that they are really good at. And you get to see the game through the eyes of an expert, and they kind of break the whole game down for you, and you see it in a way that you have never seen it before, and that's excellent. Other times, guys play games completely blind, you know, and then it's hilarious because you get to experience all of their failures, and you get to see the learning process firsthand. That's also good. And then sometimes you get let's plays where like people do co-op games, and there's 1,000 different ways to do it, but the important point here is that you're seeing the interesting gameplay. That is really the key, because if you're not seeing interesting gameplay, there's really no reason to watch what you're watching. You know what I mean? Oh, cool, I found a medical herb. Good, because I was down a medical herb. And medical herbs are kind of Ragnar's lifeblood. Well, no, that's actually not true. His lifeblood is the awesome, you know, bitchin' pink mustache that he has. But other than that, yeah, medical herbs. So here's the problem with RPGs. When you're recording videos of them, the interesting gameplay is not present. Did that make sense? Because the battles are the interesting parts of RPGs, but the interesting sense of the battles is not the battles themselves. It is not, oh my god, 2 more giant worms, what do I do to kill these giant worms? I have to, oh good, I killed the giant worms and now I got experience. That's not the interesting part. The interesting part of an RPG is on the macro scale, of having all your little experience meters and things and developing characters over the course of many small battles. The actual individual battles themselves aren't the point. The point is carrying a character or a party of characters through X amount of battles. And it's kind of cathartic in a way, because if you are playing an RPG, you kind of get into a zone where your eyes kind of roll back and the game just flows through you, man. Like, you're just playing on muscle memory. Like, the thumbs know what to do. You don't actually need to read all the text on screen, you know what I mean? So, they're great to play from that standpoint, and I mean, an RPG is probably my favorite genre of games. Like, there are few kinds of games that I enjoy more than RPGs. In fact, I really can't name any off the top of my head. I mean, y'all know I love action games, old school action games and things, and I do, and I will keep playing those forever, but I have spent more time, I think, playing RPGs than any other style of game, because I like that feeling of, okay, I can sit down, I've got 3 hours to kill, and I can just let my eyes roll back and let those 3 hours just fall off my life. And now that it's nighttime, I can go in this town and talk to this dude up here. And it is cute, though. They put all the little merchants in bed. Oh, that's adorable. At nighttime. Yes, he's Alex. All you have to do is find out that his name was Alex. That's all you have to do in this town right now. I will save the game, though. Hooray! Okay. You may not have noticed this, but I am playing the game at 150% speed just to kind of speed things up. I could play it at 3000% speed. That's because it's an RPG. You know, you can really play those at whatever speed you want and not increase the difficulty or challenge at all. But if you speed a game up much past this, the music becomes indecipherable and absolutely terrible. So I didn't. Ooh, you know what? I missed something here. There is one medical herb in this town. Ha ha ha! And the good Lord knows I need medical herbs. I should actually probably buy an antidote too, just in case, just to have one. I would like one antidote, please. And I could buy a fairy water, and I think that staves off random encounters. Oh, not that. One of these drawers has a medical herb in it. Yep, there it is. But that runs into the other problem with old school RPGs, especially Dragon Warrior games, is if you're not on a proper level to fight monsters in an area, then you will not be successful. The original Dragon Warrior, basically you had areas of the overworld map linked together by bridges, and every time you crossed a bridge, the monsters got stronger. So you had to fight monsters on one side of a bridge to gain enough experience and gold to prepare yourselves for the monsters on the other side of the bridge. And that was literally the entire game. That's all you did. It's like halfway through you rescue a princess, but you can't rescue the princess till level 13 or some craziness. So, and then it took, you know, forever to get to level 13. That's all that game was just boring grinding. I don't like the original Dragon Warrior. It's terrible. Don't play it. Play this instead. This is much better. But if you use fairy water and you don't push through the random encounters that are in your way, then you're always going to be under level. So I don't use fairy water in this game. And also, carrying fairy water around, Dragon Warrior 4 has a pretty strict inventory limit. Like, each character can only hold a certain amount of items, and if you give someone a couple of bags of that fairy water, that's just eating up valuable space, and it's especially important here in Ragnar's chapter because he's the only character you get that can carry items. And that will become apparent later in the chapter once he has a lot of items and gets the end and has to start throwing things away. You know, whatever. It's all good. It's all good. Yes, we had to go through that cave a second time because now we got to come back to Berland. Oi, 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 oi. Oh, my dog's going crazy. What's he barking at? I don't know. I'm going to assume that I'm being robbed. That's what we should assume. We should assume that somebody's climbing up the side of my building right now, clipping the screen out of my window, and he's going to break in and steal my Xbox. That is exactly what we should assume. Yes, I will take you to Izmit Village. That's the place I just came from. How awkward of it. And it's almost nighttime again. Oh, I got poisoned. And I'm gonna die. I died! How did I manage that? Hey. And I lost half my gold. Oh, you know, it took me back to Izmit Village, though, and just... I can improve my defense a little bit. No, I don't need to buy anything else. I don't have money to buy anything else. Well, that's one way to get back to Izmit Village. Of course, now I don't think I'll be able to survive the upcoming dungeon, but hey, you know what? We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So you bring Flora back, and she smacks Alex, and then you learn where the little well is. So now I know where the well is, and I'm going to go in the well. And if I die in the well, that's okay. Here's the sign. 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, and then 4 steps over, and here's the hidden well, which is the next dungeon, which I probably will die in.